Hey folks, this is our part 2 video with using time and price, and I think it's really a great idea to put this out because it is going to show you how it's actually in action right now. So last week we showed you, we even gave you hints that you didn't want to be shorting, you want to be looking long. It was a free video. Hopefully you guys took that advice because the S&P is now some 76 points higher than it was. And now the question would be is, do you short? Well, I'm going to show you what is going on and how you match the time and price to give you that answer. So anybody who does not know Woody Dorsey, considered by many on Wall Street as the sentiment king or the market timing master, the USA Today, they labeled him as the Wall Street's stock market shrink. He's been around for over 35 years, been on pretty much every major financial media outlet, and probably the best in the business. So let's get started. The question that I have to everybody out there is, why does everybody care about the big picture? Who cares? There's so much money to be made with these swings right now that anybody that's waiting for the crash or waiting for the moonshot with the S&P are just missing massive moves. And this chart gives you the example. The S&P has moved over 860 points in the last 4 months. To put that into perspective, since 2009 in March, the S&P till today has traveled about 1,400 points. So 6 years, 1,400 points, 4 months, 860 points. You guys can do the math on it. There's so much money to be made on these swings that you're not doing yourself justice, not taking advantage of them. And really the main thing is just knowing when to start positioning your trade for the turn. And in that other video we show you everything with these exact turn, the dates that we were expecting them, and you can see these moves. They are absolutely huge. So this is our January 13th newsletter. Now going all the way back to the December 23rd, these dates have been set in stone. They've been there from anywhere from the January 15th to the 19th, and we had an outsider of the 22nd. So we also been saying that the XLE is going to make a low, and it's going to be near the 19th. So let's take a look at the charts. January 15th, this was the low, 1988. We have now traveled over 76 or 73 points higher. Knowing when to be looking long, this is it. We've been, even when we had this huge run, we were saying the lows are not in yet. So you could have shorted here and made an extra 50 points or 60 points, whatever that was. But the thing is, once we are at this level, we have not kept this a secret from even people that aren't members. But when we put out our videos, we've been saying you do not want to be shorting this move right here because we are set up for a low to hit, and that's exactly what happened. So that is using where we had support, so that's price and time, and that's exactly how we do this. So going back to this report here, what we wanted, we also said we look for the XLE or oil to make a low near the 19th. So let's take a look at the XLE. Now this isn't a big part of the report. We primarily focus just on the S&P, when to be long, when to be short, that kind of stuff. But we do have our spotlight sectors, and that was the oil and the XLE or the energy. So we were looking for it near the 19th, so you could have been a buyer anywhere because we said near the 19th. This was the 19th. We are actually off on the 19th. That was the Martin Luther King Day. So this is the 20th, so you could have done the 16th anywhere. My point is this is your buy zone. Yes, the low came in here, but even if you bought right here, you still made 5% in 2 days. That's what we go over in the report is, when to be just looking for the direction of the S&P and whatever sector's involved with it, and when to expect these turns. And it gives you just confident trades because you're able to go long or short, knowing that one, you have one of the best, one of the greatest market timers in the world, And you're positioning yourself when a turn is anticipated based off of traders' emotions or their sentiment. So let's take a look at this is our January 20th report, so that was just the other day. And again, we're just reiterating that this was the low here, and the main thing I want to show you right now is the technical view. So now I'm bringing this all back home because last week we were saying look for a low, and in this report we were saying, now remember, the S&P was trading at 1995, I think, somewhere around there, and we were saying when the long side position with any weakness, that's the trade you want to be in, 2052 to 2071 would make sense for upside targets heading into our turn date. You don't know when that is. We do. So let's go back. We're already here. The S&P, I think, closed at 2060. So we are now at our price target, but time is not there. So yes, it may cause a pullback, but this is not the time to short. So that's what I mean by price is here, but time's not. So we can chop around, but until we reach that time part of when this market is going to turn down, that's when you start really zoning in on price. But just using price right now can get you in trouble because everyone's going to think that the S&P went too far too fast, and we've seen these moves just keep going. So the thing is, knowing when to short is the key here, because we are already at the price part of it. So what I would do if I'm, let's say that you were long and we're running into resistance, one can just simply step aside on the long side, take profits, and wait for a pullback. If we don't get the pullback, then hey, you wait for the next turn date and you start positioning your trades for the down trade. But as long as you know when to be shorting, when to be buying, when to be buying, when to be shorting, that's how you do this. And you layer in your positions, and you're going to make a lot more confident trades. And you're really, you're going to see the consistency of your trades. So hopefully this helps you out, because it's a great example of how price right now is not as important as time, because we are at our targets right now and time is not telling us to short. So hopefully this helped. I will tell you this, we still have that $99 1 month offer. It was supposed to be changed, but unfortunately our web developer is out for the week, but I have somebody else going to be making a change, so it's there for tonight. It's still going to be a special. It's going to be different than that, but I'm just letting you know this is here for tonight until tomorrow. So if you're interested in taking advantage, getting a 30% discount on your first month, feel free, and hopefully we'll see you guys as members.